Hello everyone and welcome back to another financial planning video. My name is Erin Varghese and I am a financial planner here at Pure Portfolios. In today's video, we are going to be talking all about I-bonds. I-bonds have kind of been the talk of the town in 2022 as inflation has ratcheted up, so you might have heard of them before, but we are just going to go over the basics, just kind of in a casual conversation style video, and then also go over gifting of I-bonds. So if you don't already know what I-bonds are, they are a fixed income issued product by the US government. And what makes I-bonds so interesting is they have a unique interest structure, which consists of a combined fixed rate and an inflation rate that together make a composite rate. Now, as you might be able to assume this year, that inflation component of the I-bond interest rate has increased. And that's why I-bonds have gained a higher popularity this year. So starting in May of 2022 through October of 2022, I-bonds are paying 9.62%. Now, after October of 2022, that rate will adjust up or down depending on the state of inflation at that time, and the interest rate will be adjusted every 6 months after. Now, 9.62% sounds like a pretty attractive rate, and it certainly is, but with anything, there are restrictions and stipulations. So you can buy up to $10,000 worth of I-bonds per individual in your household in any given year. So you are limited to the amount of money that you put into I-bonds, but we'll get into gifting and other options in just a minute. On the note of restrictions, when you purchase an I-bond, you do have to hold it for at least 12 months. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Once that I-bond is purchased, you cannot cash it out for at least 12 months. Now, after that 12 months has passed, you can cash it out. But if you cash out your I-bonds within 5 years from your purchase date, you do forego the previous 3 months of interest that has been earned. Then after 5 years has passed, you do not forgo any interest. So this is really something that is meant to be held preferably long-term if you've got cash sitting on the sidelines that you don't have any plans for and don't need for at least 12 months, but ideally at least 5 years. This could be a great option for you. Now, all of this sounds great. How do you actually buy I-bonds? So if you want to invest in I-bonds, you have to go to treasurydirect.gov. This is not something that you can purchase through your advisor, your brokerage firm. It is done directly through Treasury Direct. Now, once you register with Treasury Direct, if you don't already have an account, you will link your outside bank account so that you can purchase the I-bonds electronically. After you have purchased your I-bonds, if there are any other members of your household that you would like to purchase I-bonds for, you can go ahead and repeat that same process for them. Now, we are often asked, can I gift I-bonds? And the short answer is yes, absolutely you can, but there are, of course, restrictions. So if you want to gift an I-bond, there are 2 parts to the process. The first is gifting and the second is delivery. In the first part of gifting, you are going to purchase the bonds in the name and under the Social Security number of the recipient. So you have to know that information before you can do anything. At this stage of the game, the recipient does not need a Treasury Direct account. This will all be done through your own personal account. Now, although you need the Social Security number and first and last name of the person that you are purchasing the I-bonds for, they won't necessarily be notified that you have purchased this as a gift. So unless you tell them what your intentions are, they won't know. Now that you have purchased the I-bonds, you've gone into Treasury Direct, you have specified who you want to gift the I-bonds to. Until you actually deliver the I-bonds, they sit sort of in this limbo until the gift has actually exchanged hands. And this is something that you have to initiate on your own. So you can initiate the gift to the recipient as soon as 5 days after the initial purchase. There's just some processing times with the bank verifying your information and that the purchase has fully gone through. But after 5 days from that first purchase date, you will be able to send the gift to the person that you are gifting it to. If you don't want to send it right away, you don't have to. You can essentially hang on to it for as long as you want, but after that purchase has been made, there is no takebacks. You can't cash it out. The I-bond does not belong to you anymore, but because you have not delivered the gift yet, the recipient may not know about it and they don't have access to it if they do know about it. Now, once you do hit deliver and the recipient has received their gift of the I-bonds, if they don't already have a Treasury Direct account, they will need to go in and create one so that they can access their gift. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, there are restrictions when it comes to purchasing I-bonds, and there are many people who want to buy as many as possible, try to game the system, and get that higher interest rate on a higher dollar amount. So, of course, the US government has thought of everything, and they have put different stipulations in place so that you cannot do that. So here are a few things to keep in mind when you are gifting I-bonds. So first, you can buy a maximum of $10,000 for any recipient in one purchase, but there is no limit to how many recipients you can buy for or how many times you can buy for the same recipient in any calendar year. So what this essentially means is that if you have 20 people that you want to buy I-bonds for, you can give $10,000 to each of them and send that gift out. You can also pre-purchase the gifts and have those gifts kind of sit in that limbo that we talked about before without delivering them. So number two, if you would like, you can purchase up to $10,000 worth of I-bonds for each of your 20 family members, or you can make 5 separate purchases of $10,000 each for the same family member, all in the same calendar year. So that is just an example of what it could look like. And you don't have to do $10,000 for each and every person. You can do really any denomination that you wish. But moving on to our next point, if the recipient has already received $10,000 in principal amount as that gift this year, buying the additional I-bonds on their own will put them over their annual purchase limit. So you can only receive $10,000 as a purchase for yourself or a gift from someone else in any given year. So if the person that you are gifting the I-bonds to has already purchased in this year, you won't be able to deliver the gift until the following year. And vice versa, if you have already delivered the gift in this year, they would not be able to purchase on their own in the same calendar year. Now, point number 4, if you are intentionally pre-purchasing gifts to take advantage of the temporary high interest rates that we are seeing today, we recommend telling the recipient that they are holding a gift. Now, again, because they don't have visibility to the gifts that you have purchased for them, they may not even know that you have done this. We find that it's always great to communicate these gifts just so that the recipient or you don't run into any issues when it comes to gifting your I-bond. Since there are so many restrictions, it's great to keep the communication open and keep some of these restrictions in mind. Now, we have a link below to the financebuff.com. They have a comprehensive list of all of the do's and don'ts and information about I-bonds that we think you would find helpful. As always, if you have any additional questions, you can reach out to us at insight@pureportfolios.com. We would love to chat with you through these options and see what would work best for you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening, and we will see you in our next video.